All right, so now we're about to do some launches. Listen to that.
Under, right?
Yeah.
And then all I'm gonna do.
Oh yeah.
I'm not trying to be a dick or nothing,
Yes, sir.
but you remember the last event that we did with the mopar guys? They got beat up.
True that. I was trying to show them something on the thing. That's what happens when you own a mopar, you guys.
Yeah. All right, guys, what we got here? Got a 1320 Challenger. What year is this? 2020? 20704. Got my wide body scat. Go ahead and look at it. Got my man here, 20704. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Basically, we're going to do a review here. The difference between the 1320 and a regular scat. As you can see, he's done a hell of a lot more than I have. My shit is dirty too. He didn't tell me we was gonna be bringing the shit inside. Otherwise, I'd have had it clean for the video. Yeah, that looks good. All right, man. So take me through it. Like, what's the difference?
All right, you guys.
Because we know it's like a baby demon.
Yeah. So we got a few differences outside of just your normal 6.4 engine, right?
Right.
The engines are exactly the same. The transmissions are actually exactly the same outside of the trans brake. That is one of the biggest difference between the two, and only the Demon and the 1320 actually have the trans brake. Now again, the transmissions are the same for all 6.4s, except we just have that one added trans brake feature that actually puts us in reverse at the drag strip. So when we're in that idle and we're setting our RPM, we're actually setting reverse so we don't go forward anymore, so we don't waste brakes, we don't have that little tension in the front half.
Gotcha.
And that all makes a difference when the weight transfers to the back. So if you don't know, other big difference is I actually have Demon suspension on the back half. So when I press the drag button, my suspension actually gets softer. So when I transfer weight,
So
it
the
actually
weight
hits the weight,
goes to the back.
Goes to the back, and actually is able to put it down to the wheels just a little bit better than your average or your normal SCATPACK, right?
Gotcha.
And if you know anything about the drag strip, the suspension makes a hell of a lot of difference if you have the same motor. It just helps with the actual launch of the car, and as you know, the first 60 feet is when you win or lose a race when it comes to these heavy ass cars.
Does that help with traction too?
So have traction, have all that same stuff you guys do.
Gotcha.
My pages are a little different. We'll get into those here shortly.
For sure.
I have the Demon pages, so everything that's on the Demon as far as SRT powered pages, whatever you want to call it, same thing that's in there. So you have like track, eco, I have drag, sport, and normal.
Gotcha. I think I got eco, track, sport, and then custom is whatever the hell else. You know what I'm saying? But you got drag.
Yeah, and I got drag mode, and actually when you're riding in it, at like when I'm at 0 miles per hour, when I'm just sitting still, if I hit drag, you actually can feel the difference as it changes. And you actually can't ride. You can ride around in drag mode. Let me not say that. But it actually doesn't let you get to 8th gear, so your gas mileage goes real downhill when you're riding around in drag mode. Okay. Because it tries to go as fast as it can from A to B without using 6, 7, 8 gears.
Right.
If you know the game of that, you're trying to get there in 3 or 4 gears and be done.
Yeah.
Right? So
as soon as you hit the button, you can feel the weight shift.
Yep.
Oh shit. Okay.
You can hear it too. So,
Gotcha. You said it gets soft in the back.
So the main two differences are those: the trans brake and obviously the suspension as a whole. But the car is drag tuned, right? So
from the factory.
From factory, you guys. From Dodge, it is drag tuned. Same setup as the Demon. I think there's a little bit of differences as far as PCM, TCM, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Or I said TCM, PCM. And then the transmission tunes are actually slightly different as well. So just like I think you ran with Nasty and went through your shift points, my shift points are different in drag mode versus just riding around in normal.
Gotcha. What are they, higher or lower?
Higher.
Higher, gotcha.
Super high, man.
Like what, 4,000?
I almost hit the rev limiter on.
Seriously?
Yeah. First 2 gears, I almost go to rev limiter, and then it starts bouncing shorter and shorter.
God damn.
Yeah. So that's how you kind of get a little bit of a harder launch, because I'm launching about at the drag strip. I started at 1,400, and I built up to 2,800 right now, so I can go even higher. I think there's a limit of 3,400 right now on the stall, but I can go pretty high.
Because I think I'm launching like what, 2,200 something like that.
And at that point, you probably still gonna spin.
Still spinning like a motherfucker.
So you know how that goes, man.
Yeah.
But those are the 3 huge differences without getting like too crazy into the car. You know, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's the only, outside of the Demon, it's the only drag car. Oh my bad. The Super Stock came with drag wheels.
Super Stock, yeah.
But the only car that comes factory with Nexon drag radials all the way around. Now I don't have those on anymore, man. They went like that. They lasted probably like 1,000 miles.
So you got the regular tires and the Nexon drags.
Yep.
Okay.
And my radios are actually sitting over there about to get redone.
Okay. Because you got 315s on right now.
So I got 305s.
305s.
275s in the front.
Yeah.
And then my drag radials that are sitting over there are 305s.
Okay.
305s. So I think outside of that, man, the car is pretty similar.
Yeah.
I have yet to lose to a SCATPACK on the street or SCATPACK.
Yeah.
Or on SCATPAck.
On the street.
On
the street or the drag strip. Yeah.
My bad, you guys. But I mean, I also lose to cars that, you know, I've lost to a few BMWs, etc.
Yeah.
But my car also weighs 5,000 pounds, you guys. So makes a little bit of a difference.
Okay. Let's get into the Uconnect settings. Yeah. They've already seen my shit. They know that all I got is what, track, sport. My bad. Got a red eye over there, getting some work, chilling. You got the honeycomb. I happen to pass Toro.
Can you see?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys, the first thing that you'll notice off the bat when it comes to it is I have a drag button.
Yeah.
All right, versus you guys, I think it's SRT for you guys. I think you have SRT
drop
button.
modes. Well, SRT up here and then a drop modes button, which takes me to the same shit.
Got you. So I think you guys also have Super Track Pack as well.
Yeah.
But what'll happen is if I go into drag mode, number one, it'll set me up here in drag, so it actually takes my stability control. I think it's 85% off.
Okay.
But for instance, if I went into performance control.
See, I don't have that.
All right, what you're gonna see is when I go into my actual drag mode setup, it aligns me all the way with drag.
Gotcha.
So engine, traction, suspension, all that goes into the actual drag mode.
Gotcha.
This is where you actually set it up.
Yeah.
But I also have sport.
Yeah.
And of course, normal, you guys. But that's just suspension and steering, but that's what really makes this car different than your normal SCATPACK.
Gotcha. And when you put it in sport suspension, it's just kind of like
street.
Like
gotcha. If I would race on the street, that's going to be best for it.
Gotcha.
Because as soon as I go into this, I'm just going to slide all the way down, man. Because it's looking for some type of prep or something like that on the track.
Makes sense.
And when I come out of the drag mode, it actually allows me to have the option to go into normal.
Gotcha.
And then everything else back to normal, right?
Gotcha.
Now, this is my drag mode setup, so I have to keep everything on drag because when I press drag, I want to be able to be in it.
And that's the drag button right there. Yep. Drag Super Track Pack. All right.
So, custom setup versus everything else. My default mode, or what I drive in every day, you guys can see is straight normal.
Yeah.
That way I keep my mileage up. But I think you guys have line lock as well. Nothing too crazy.
Roast the fucking tires.
You know, you can sit there and paint a wall, right?
Yeah.
Here is my launch control, you guys. So this is what you guys are gonna have to understand. This launch control actually talks to my drag mode. So what we'll do here shortly is take the car outside and I'll show you a little bit more. So right now it's defaulted to 2100. But right now, that is where I sit to, and you can actually hear the car lock it in to 2800, which is where I'm sitting at right now.
Gotcha.
I want to say the max with this,
it's about 34.
I think it's 33, so I was off a little bit. So 33 is the highest you can launch this car at, but that definitely does a little number to the drive shaft and obviously the car itself, man. So this is what I found to be the best launch, RPM, at least for me on the track.
Gotcha. Is this good for all Scat Packs or just the?
Just this, man.
Gotcha.
If you're at the track, man, and you have a Scat Pack, whether it be on street tires or even if you have a decent Mickey Thompson tire on a regular 20-inch rim, I suggest in between 19 to 2100.
21,
19 is going to be better, especially if you like to mash off, or whatever it is. It'll help you, actually build up. Now, outside of that, of course, what you would do with the drag strip, find your number, whatever it is, right? You'd activate it, all right? and obviously I have to be in drive to do anything, you guys. But again, we'll show you guys that outside. But that's the biggest thing.
But you don't use launch control. You don't even fuck with that.
Nah, I
No,
don't,
that's
man.
too much goddamn bullshitting around.
That's
and
a
all
whole
that.
bunch of button pressing for
Yeah.
trying to get set up.
Trying to
All
get
I
set
do
up.
is hit my drag button,
Yeah.
pull these back.
Yeah.
All right, and you guys can
Oh,
actually
see,
see
yeah,
on the
trans
thing,
brake.
only available in drag mode, you guys.
Trans brake only. Yeah.
So
talk to me about trans brake, because a lot of people don't know what that is.
So the trans brake is what, if you know anything, I said if you know anything about drag cars in general, they actually stall the car and hold it at very, very high RPMs.
Yeah.
And what you guys don't know is that at some point, if you're at a very high RPM, the brake will no longer hold the car, or the rear tires will start to spin.
Yeah.
So this actually holds the car in reverse.
Gotcha.
Therefore, the tires cannot go forward at all.
Gotcha. So you can launch at a higher RPM.
And I can launch at a higher RPM without
Facts.
having any wheel spin. And of
Facts.
course, all the RPM goes straight through the drivetrain, straight to the tires.
Gotcha.
Which makes it a little bit easier, you guys.
Gotcha. Because in mine, if I tried to launch too high, it would start to
You're
spin.
just gonna start to spin. So you're gonna be
Gotcha.
basically doing a sitting donut,
Sitting
and then at
fucking
that
donut.
point, you lose all power, right?
Yep.
So that's the biggest thing, is again, it puts it in reverse.
Gotcha.
And you know, that's kind of what it is. Now, you guys have the same pages I do when it comes to the actual performance control of things, down to you guys have the dyno pages, you have the engine, you have all that good stuff, right? So there's no real difference as far as that. I'll be honest, I don't really mess with a lot of it. You know, I don't really get into it. The car,
all that bullshit,
you know, it is what it is. I don't need to know too much about it.
Yeah.
But again, all the same loaded pages
much,
that you guys have on a SCATPACK.
Yeah.
Even the Hellcat is identical to performance pages in your RT as well, man.
Yeah.
So there's no difference between those two. But you know, again, you'll be able to see a lot more when we go outside and actually do a trans brake launch. You'll get to kind of see the process of it, man. So you get to see the difference between that and your average SCATPACK, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. And the super track pack button, that just
takes me to
same shit. Takes you
same
there.
thing.
Okay.
So it's just a quicker way to do it. Now I can
Gotcha.
change what page this brings up, but the fact that I can just hit this,
Drag.
this, make sure everything's set up
Yeah.
in drag. But what you're gonna see, right, is engine transmission is in normal.
Yeah.
I am in park.
Yeah.
If it's in park, it will not let me switch anything over, because it actually has to be in drive to get to that point, you guys. So
Okay.
that's the big difference on it, man.
Hell yeah.
That's the big difference.
All right, man. 1320. Baby Demon. How many of these have they made?
410, man.
God damn, so this is one of 410.
410, bro.
Does it give you a number when you buy it? Like let you know which one it is?
Yeah, so you get a number, you get a Facebook group, you get the national NHRA package for a year, like all types of stuff. So
damn,
it
you
ain't
got
too bad.
all that shit.
It ain't too bad.
All I got was a bill. You know what I mean?
I got that too, don't worry.
I know you got that.
I got that too.
This shit look good, man.
For sure. So
Yeah, Toro 704, man.
make sure you subscribe, man.
Yeah, performance control. So yeah, that's one thing we don't see in the SCAT, performance control. Because with us, we just got Dodge Pages and SRT. That's what's up. Okay. There you go, guys. 1320. All right, so now we're about to do some launches. Listen to that. All right.
And without.
All right,
We're gonna go from there. Big thing is we'll go ahead and do trans brake first.
Okay.
So what you'll see, all right, so you guys can see drag mode set up. I'm gonna put myself in drag.
Yeah.
It's gonna allow me to pull both of them back,
Yeah.
and all the engine's gonna say is increased speed. All right, it's gonna tell me advance to the stage light. Right, so I'll come up a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, recognize. I'll let go of one paddle,
Yeah.
and I'll let go of everything. So it's literally being held by my one hand,
Gotcha.
right? And now I'm just not gonna mash out, but I'm at 1700, right?
Yeah.
And then all I'm gonna do,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 That's much different than mine.
so
Much fucking different than mine.
it's a little different. And the
You
fact
did
that
a
we're,
little bit of spinning, barely.
and the thing is, I'll spin in my later years.
Yeah.
Obviously we're not on the prep track, so that
Yeah.
makes a huge difference. And I
Yeah.
even have, right now I have Mickey Thompson Street Comp 2s,
Okay.
which is a street radial,
Yeah.
right? So it's not a terrible tire.
Yeah.
So this time what I'll do now that you've kind of seen
Yeah.
what it
So
takes.
that was with the trans brake.
That was with the trans brake, and it was at a low thing, so I'm actually
Yeah.
gonna go a little bit higher so you can see like
Yeah.
one with a little bit
That was
higher.
about 1700. Right?
17.
Now we're going up to.
Probably about 21.
Damn.
And you can see on the street,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Just
spin.
spin, yeah.
I am just gonna spin, right?
Okay.
Which makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And what I mean by you guys
Yeah.
can launch at 19 and 2100
Yeah.
and be perfectly fine. But the way my car transfers weight,
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
noticed
gonna
that
spin
immediately. I got the wrong back
all
hard.
the way out, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully, I don't know if you can tell, but obviously,
Yeah.
you see
None of the spins.
the trucks, right?
Okay.
So it's really hard to kind of get the effect without having you actually in the passenger seat
Yeah.
at a drag strip.
Yeah.
But what I found,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we're just gonna go straight off, just like basically dead stop,
Yeah.
and it'll actually. And again, still gonna slide
Still gonna spin. Yeah.
most of the way.
Yeah.
Which is the only downside to this car, man. Yes, if I didn't mash out and I feathered into it,
Yeah.
it'd be perfectly fine. But what you'll notice is, I don't know if you know anybody or have anybody on the channel that has a 1320.
Yeah.
When you're in drag,
Yeah.
you can barely turn this car. So like if you're actually watching the video, you're
'cause
seeing me
it's so
hit the
fucking
drag,
stiff.
but it is so stiff and tries to keep you in a straight line.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man.
The steering.
Yeah, so like when I try to turn,
Gotcha.
like I can make this turn
Yeah.
and be perfectly fine. But if I'm in drag, huge
Yeah.
difference, man.
God damn.
But we'll
Because
do.
it wants to keep you fucking straight.
Man, I guess what we'll do last, all right?
Yeah.
Is one more at about 1400 and see if we can actually hook
Yeah.
a little bit and make a difference and see what it feels like, man.
All right. So we did one 1700, did one at
21.
21. Now
And
we're
I
going
think
about
1400 is like the limit. Yeah, I
The
think it's-
lowest. He won't even let you go.
He won't even let me go.
1600. Oh, good. 15. Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
over at that point.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. You just spin it.
but, you know, that's the difference. I wish we
Yeah.
could have it on a drag strip so you guys
Yeah.
can actually see the difference. If my tires weren't getting done, I'd actually slap the radios on so I could hook a little bit.
Yeah.
Have a little fun, man. But if you watch any of Knockout videos, you've obviously seen him.
Yeah, you've
spin
seen mine.
City, man.
Yeah,
you know
you've
how
seen
that
the scat.
goes.
Yeah, ain't no point in me doing a video on mine because you've already seen mine.
So
Damn.
that's basically it,
That's
man.
1320.
It ain't too bad, man. What we will do, matter of
Yeah.
fact, while you're in the car,
Yeah.
let's just go have a little bit of fun. He's about to come tell me to not do that.
Yeah. Hey, don't do that shit.
I'm not trying to be a dick or nothing,
Yes, sir.
but you remember the last event that we did with the Mopar guys? They got kicked out.
True that. I was trying to show him something on the thing.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's what happens when you own a Mopar, you guys.
Yeah. They probably got you on security cameras.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a text. What the
Yeah.
fuck was you doing back there?
Yeah. This is 1-on-1 right here. Ain't nobody fucking with him. Baby Damon. Toro 704. Got the Ferrados on there. Bull. 1320. One of what, 400 and something?
410, man.
Damn.
410.
Ain't nobody messing with him, man. You got my old dirty ass shit over here. We're not even looking at that. That look good, man. Hit my man up. Like, subscribe, comment. Toro
Always,
704.
man, for sure.
1320. You probably the only one in Charlotte with a 13. I don't think I've
Two
ever
of them.
seen.
It's two.
Seriously.
It's two.
I've never seen another one. No.
For sure.
1320 versus a 392. So you obviously see. You need to go ahead and get you a 1320 if you can. They rare as fuck. You had to order this shit, right?
So it's crazy.
Okay.
So I went for a Hellcat Charger up at
remember.
Independence, man.
Okay. Charger?
Charger.
Oh, shit,
I was gonna
okay.
switch over, and I got there 7 minutes after they opened.
Yeah.
And Rails and CLT. Oh my bad. Cody Too Clean now.
Cody Too Clean. Yeah.
Came vouch, man. I was like, hey man, I might just go get it. It was right
Yeah.
before the SRT Bree meet.
Yeah.
Got up there 7 minutes before they or after they opened. Somebody was already buying the car.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, let's just go ahead and look and see what we got.
Yeah.
And I saw it sitting on the truck in plastic, and I was like,
What's that?
Hellcat, like what is
Yeah.
it? And as soon as he pulled the plastic off, I saw it was a 1320. I was like, yeah, we going home with that.
Yeah. As always, man, I appreciate you.
For For sure. Always, bro. Always.
That's it, guys. 1320. See you guys in the next one. Peace.